Hey everyone, I know it is now 7 o'clock and I want to get started so I can respect everybody's time. For those of you who are able to join tonight live, that's awesome. I'm glad you're here. You usually get the benefit of getting to ask questions specific to you. And then for those of you who are watching the recording, remember, go ahead and fast forward through like the first 5 to 10 minutes because usually it's just a lot of wait time waiting for us to start. So thanks for jumping on, guys. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about your mindset around your transformation and how to have realistic expectations with it. I'll get into that a little bit, but first I want to do a few housekeeping things. The first being, can you hear me? If you can just I hope you can hear me. If you can't, please let me know. You can just type it in the chat box if you can or cannot hear me. I'm assuming you can. My little microphone is responding, so I think we are good to go on that. The next thing that I want to talk about is the things that you should have received from me by this point in time for the week. You should have received your new workouts for week 2. Today, you should have done lower body plus a high carb day. And then tomorrow, you should be back to doing cardio on a low carb day. I would definitely love to hear how that is going for all of you. I know these workouts aren't easy. A lot of you have messaged me with the small realization that you might not be exactly in the best shape or not where you once were. But the good news is, as long as you're consistent, you will definitely get back to that point. Especially, that's why I make these few weeks with the workouts really intense so that you have a plan, a very solid, rigid plan to stick to, and it's not very hard to fall off of, and that you have something very detailed to look at as well. And so there's really no excuse to accomplishing it. So that's what you should have received from me for this week. You also received from me written feedback on Saturday about your current macronutrients and your current anything that I said to you as far as changes that need to be made to your diet or whatnot. If you have, just for those of you who are new to me, if you had a significant change or just a slight change, whether that be in your weight or your inches, I'm not going to make a change to what you're doing because clearly what you're doing is working and there's no sense in fixing something that isn't broken. If you didn't have any changes, I'm still not concerned about it just yet because this is your first week doing this and it takes a lot of practice with a macronutrient diet. It's not something you just like nail in 7 days and you're good to go for the rest of your life. I've been doing this for 5 years and I still get not confused, but I'm still like, wait, did I do that right? So it's something that takes a very long time to learn, but once you learn it, it is one of the easiest things to help you not only get a result, but keep your result as well. So that is why I urge you, all of you, to really take the time to learn what you're doing. And as far as changes go, I am going to talk about how to make changes to your diet without my help later on in the month, and I'll also send you a very detailed document with that. So I'm not going to talk about it right now, but just so you know, you will know how to do that before we are finished working together. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, I want to go over the check-in form really quick. I know you probably don't have it pulled up, but check-ins are due by Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So a lot of you send them to me tomorrow, and that's why I wanted to go over it. Most of it's pretty simple. Name, date, week of plan, meaning, so this is your second week. So you would put week 2 of 5, okay? That you are on week 2 of your plan. The reason that I want you to do that is so if I need to go back and like, let's say week 4 comes around and I want to see what changes I made on week 2, I know exactly where that information is. All right. And then your current macronutrient goals. This isn't a goal setting thing. What I mean by current macronutrient goals are the numbers that I have sent to you at the beginning of this whole thing, or any changes that I made to your numbers this past week. So that is what your current macronutrient goals are, like what you're supposed to be hitting every single day. And you should have two separate numbers, one for high carb day and one for low carb day. So I do want to see both of those. And then your average weight, my one-on-one clients, I do this for them. They just send me all their weight every single day and I do it. But I don't have that much time to do that for all of you. So I ask that you take your average weight. So your weight over the 7-day period, added together, divided by 7. See, there's that math that we learned about. Take your average weight over 6 or 7 days, whatever it is, and give me that number. And I haven't talked about why I do this, but I'll touch on it next week. But it is important that I have the average over the 7 days and not just one day. Again, I'll touch on it next week, so I'm not going to get into it. And then your waist measurement. These are the two tools that I am going to really look at to determine on whether or not I am going to make a change or not. So that is why I need to have those numbers. And then you can answer yes or no to the hitting your carb and fat goals, protein, carb, and fat goals. And then some of the questions here, if you did really well this past week, awesome, good for you. But I still want you to ask questions. There's the last part that says, do you have any questions for me? And I know you might not think you have a question, or you might think it's a very simple answer that you could just Google or whatever it is. I still want you to ask it to me, because you have full access to me during this time frame, and I really want you to take advantage of it. So even if you think it's a small question or a stupid question or whatever, first of all, there are no such things as stupid questions. The second thing with that is that I want you to learn as much as possible, and I'd rather get you the correct answer rather over you going to Google and finding it from 18 million different places. You have access to me, so I'm urging you to use me. So ask questions, all right? And I think that's it for housekeeping things. Oh, one other thing. I did want to start challenging all of you. So I work from home, meaning I am basically sitting on my computer a majority of the day. Outside of my workout, I really don't move around that much. So something I've personally been doing is trying to get in an extra 10,000 steps each and every day outside of my workout. Because normally I only hit like 1,000 steps if assuming I'm not running in my workout, if I don't actively walk. Like, thankfully I have a puppy that I try to take on at least 2 long walks a day. So that's how I can get my steps in. But I want to start challenging all of you to get at least 10,000 steps in every single day outside of your workout. Okay. I think that we should get into a habit of constantly moving our bodies and telling our bodies, this is how we are. This is what we do. It's a mindset shift as well, which is what I'm going to be getting into here in a minute. But so let me know how that goes for you, if you are able to do that every single day or not. Today, I'm at 6,000 something. I'm almost at 7,000. Hope it's raining now, so I'm hoping it lets up a little bit. I wanted to take Chopper on a little walk so I can hit my 10,000. But so that is my challenge for you this week. But other than that, I want to get into what we are going to talk about, because like I said, I want to respect everybody's time. So, well, really quick, does anybody have any questions specific to them about their current diet or feedback that I have sent them over this past week? And you can either unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat box. Either one is fine. Okay, no questions. If any questions pop up while I'm talking, just go ahead and type it in the chat box so that way we don't I don't lose my train of thought. But today I wanted to talk about goal setting a little bit, and I talk about this a lot. And if you've worked with me before, I know you've heard me say what I'm about to say. But if you notice, if I had a phone call with you or at the beginning of this, I never had anybody set any specific goals for this program. And I did that very strategically. I don't want you to have to set a goal because I don't want you to be thinking about a specific number, or most people will choose a specific number. I don't want you to be thinking about that one thing over a 4 to 5 week time frame. And, when week 3 or 4 rolls around, you're sitting there looking at the scale or looking at your measurements or whatever it is that you set out to do, and you realize you're nowhere near your goal. And I don't want to put in your head that it's possible to achieve a 20, 30, 40 pound weight loss in that 4 to 5 week time frame either. So I feel like it's very misleading, and I feel like it can lead you to have a negative mindset as well. And I'm a really big believer that when it comes to losing weight and fat loss, that you need to take it slowly, and a transformation should be done strategically. And in order to learn how to make it sustainable for your lifestyle, that is what needs to be done. So I'm not going to sit here and have you pick I want to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. And that might not be something that's realistic for you. And that's just not what I want to do. However, what I did ask of you was, what is it that you would like to see happen in over a longer period of time? Because when we can choose those really big goals, like in a year, how would you like to see yourself? Then you can start breaking things down from that point. But as far as specifically saying, I want to lose 10 to 20 pounds over this 4 to 5 weeks, I'm not going to have you do that. Okay. And another reason is we have a tendency to be very focused on that number and the scale, and that we forget about everything else that is happening to us while we're doing this program. So things like our clothes are fitting better, you have more energy, you're getting stronger in the gym, you're able to get through the cardio workouts, and you weren't able to do that in the beginning. So your endurance is going up, and you're actually changing your daily habits and making conscious decisions about your food intake. And honestly, those things are going to play a bigger role in your consistency and ability to maintain doing this over a very long period of time. And if I just had you sit here and focus on a number for this small time frame, I just feel like we would just crash and burn the moment we'd stop working together. So that is why I don't have you set a very specific goal in the beginning, okay? Along with that, and what I'm about to say, I'm not saying this to discourage anybody, but I don't want to put unrealistic expectations out there for you, because there is a lot of lying that does go on in the fitness industry. So unrealistic expectations is not something I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you straight, this is possible if you do A, B, and C, or this isn't possible. But along with that, I want you to wrap your mind around what I'm about to say. However long it took you to get into your current shape or physical health that you're currently in, whether that's good or bad, I'm going to go ahead on the bad side because that's why you guys are in this program. It's going to take just as long or double the amount of time it took you to get there to get out of it. Okay. So let's say you had a really bad year in 2018 and your health was the last of your concerns. Unfortunately, and I'm not saying this is a hard and fast rule, but unfortunately, if it took you a year to get out of shape and just kind of lose yourself in the health area, it's going to take you just as long to get back into shape, if not longer, depending on what exactly happened. That's assuming you put on a lot of weight and you just stopped completely caring about your diet and everything like that. Okay. Can you get a really good result in 12 weeks? Absolutely. And already right there, that's 3 months. But I always say aim for 16 weeks. That's already 4 months. We're creeping up on half of a year already. And again, like I said earlier, I recommend taking things slowly, especially when it comes to weight loss and fat loss, because you want to be able to maintain it. Could you lose 30 pounds in 45 days? Absolutely. Not the right way whatsoever, but day 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50, it's coming right back the moment you stop doing whatever it was you were just doing. So that is why I'm very adamant about taking it slow, controlling what you're doing, and just having a realistic mindset and mind frame around how long it could take. Could it happen faster? Absolutely. But I want you to, just realize that it doesn't take 21 days to do something. Okay. Like you'll see over on Pinterest and Instagram and all of that. All right. So that is what I wanted to say about that. Just have a strong mindset around your transformation and understand that it is a slow process and it takes time to learn these skills and it takes time to understand how your body is going to respond to certain numbers and everything. And if changes need to be made, changes need to be made. But once you find that sweet spot, it's smooth sailing from there. Okay. I pretty much have said my piece on that. And I saw a question come up, and Ellie, I know it was from you, but I don't know where it is. Let me find it really quick. Let me find it super quick. I know I saw something about protein shakes, but that's all I think it was recommended a good brand. Yes, I will send you the link that I have of the one that I recommend, but I think you had it before. I really only recommend Isagenix mostly because it's one of the only brands out there that doesn't use sucralose, aspartame, disaccharin, and all those other artificial sweeteners to sweeten the product. They use actual fruit and stevia to sweeten the product. That is, and all of their products, that is why I only use them, and I've been using them since 2013. So that is the one I really do recommend, but I'll send out the links in an email so everybody has access to that. If there was another part of that question, I did not see it. So I can look at it later, or if you can ask me again really quick, that would be good too.
It was pretty much just the protein,
Oh,
like,
okay.
brand. But because
Perfect.
mine right now, I'm drinking Power Crunch,
Okay.
and
I like
it's
those
just like
bars. They're
I know
good.
the bars are really good, but I just have to drink like 2 or 3 shakes a day,
Uh-huh.
and it's more closer to the 3 side, and I just don't want to have to drink that much protein. So I was wondering if Isagenix is more grams per scoop.
How many is it per
I think it's
scoop?
10 per scoop.
So it would average about 20 for 2?
Yeah.
So I know 2 scoops of Isagenix is 24, but they also make the Isoline Pro like individual packets. Actually, I think it comes in a canister now too, but I would only get the packets. And that has 36 grams of protein in it.
Okay.
So that I do know that. But I know the Isopro also, 1 scoop of that is 18 grams of protein. So
Okay.
there are a few options. I'll send an email with those options just so you can have it and look it over.
Okay.
But another way you can, like when you're eating normal food, I don't know exactly what your food log looks like. Can you kind of run off what you've been eating aside from the protein shakes, and I can kind of tell you how you can add in the shake?
Yeah.
Okay.
So usually I'll eat eggs for breakfast
Okay.
and then Greek yogurt. I eat turkey, chicken breasts. That's pretty
Okay.
much my protein.
So if you have a vanilla flavored protein, you can mix in the protein into your Greek yogurt if you wanted to. And then, so it'd be like vanilla Greek yogurt. That is something that I have done and I do. So that's an extra way to add that protein directly in. So you're not technically drinking it, but you're still
Okay.
getting that in. Another thing that you could do is look at collagen proteins because those are flavorless and those can easily be added to just about like any type of liquid. So even if you're drinking like wouldn't want to say water because that would probably not taste that great. It's somehow I'm sure you could taste it, but if you were like having an iced tea or something like that, the collagen protein is flavorless, so you can mix it in just about anything.
Okay.
So that's another option as well. But I'll send it. I know I sent it in like one of the very first emails, um, but and I think in the macro breakdown document that I sent, I think in there it has links to collagen protein.
Okay. I'll look.
Um, yeah, I would look at it, but I'll send it all again anyways.
Okay. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. Um, so yeah, anyways, that's all that I really had for everybody. And then again, for those of you who are going to be watching the recording, if you have any questions, please send them my way. That is the best way that I know how to help you is by you asking questions. If you don't ask questions, then I don't know how to help you. So I love getting questions. Okay. And then it helps me create content for what you're looking for or struggling with as well. But yeah, that's it. Otherwise, I will see you all in the group. Check-ins are due by 10 a.m. on Friday, and I will talk to you soon.